Hi guys, and welcome back to Chaos and Chill. It's Becca, no Nick, special solo edition because we're going back to school today. Today I'm going to take you back to college to tackle my favorite debate. What's the hottest social media trend of 2025 for our small businesses? My answer is authentic, evidence-based storytelling. And yeah, I actually am getting graded on this podcast, so go ahead and grade me in the comments, but also never take my word for anything. I will, as you know, link all my receipts in the show notes for your own fact-checking enjoyment. So let's get right into it. TikTok proves that authentic content does equal sales, but only when it's actually authentic. Let's talk about Elise Brand Designs. She's built a whole pattern on TikTok. She'll say things like, I made a huge mistake. Now I have all this wrong inventory. Buy my stuff. And her followers would rush in to help. The catch? It wasn't maybe quite the honest truth. People caught on, and the pity marketing dressed up as transparency wore thin really fast. In TikTok's What's Next 2025 report, it shows that 88% of small businesses increase sales by promoting on the platform. Even TikTok itself says small businesses thrive when they connect authentically with their audiences. And Elise isn't the only one I want to talk about. Remember BarkBox from this summer? You know, the company that marketed dog toys to the LGBTQ plus community for like damn near a decade. And then Reddit leaked their internal memo that exposed the truth, where they quite literally said they were halting all Pride promotions, calling it too political. They said one thing to customers and did a completely different. This wasn't an accident. It's capitalizing on a marginalized community while refusing to put your money where your mouth is. The thing for me here is that it's treating authenticity like a strategy. The second you reduce honesty to a tactic for capitalistic gain, you have lost the complete plot. We're going to talk about how transparency deepens brand and community relationship, even when things aren't picture perfect. For me, you guys already know that that's not theory, it's the literal survival. For the last 9 months, I've stepped back from running Advancing Aiden. Well, I went through cancer surgery and treatment. In fact, this is my first podcast back. My husband stepped in. It was clumsy, raw, not polished or consistent, but through it all, our community didn't leave. You guys leaned in. Why? Because we were honest. But there's even data to explain why. Hootsuite's 2025 social media trends report backs this up. 90% of consumers say they're more likely to engage with brands that are transparent. Here's the thing though, transparency is not always tidy. When Nick suddenly became the voice and face of the brand, we did not have the time to prep you guys. It was messy and it was very chaotic. I do think though that Nick managed the parasocial side incredibly beautifully, while protecting my privacy, even if some of you guys were not happy when he would not give you my medical information. That boundary definitely felt messy to some of you guys who wanted more, but it was still honest. And honesty is definitely what kept our business alive. On the flip side, some people call it messy when a brand takes a stand on human rights or openly shares what causes they support. For me, both kinds of messy are transparency. Authenticity means being okay with losing customers because integrity has to come first. But that's not all. Sprout Social shows diversity and inclusion don't just make stories better, they make them stick. And I actually have someone to talk about. Useful Planner, a small Ukrainian Etsy shop making ADHD planners and Notion templates for neurodivergent people, is an excellent example. Their products are not necessarily completely polished, they're not a big corporation, but they work. They're distraction-friendly and flexible, science-backed, and built for brains that need tools that actually help. You want to know how I know that it works? There are more than 20,000 sales. Prove that customers absolutely love it. Sprout's Social 2025 Index backs this up. Brands prioritizing DEI are twice as likely to be remembered by consumers. Representation isn't just about who shows up in your posts. It's about whether your product reflects lived experience. That's why Useful Planner has 20,000 sales. It's not a marketing copy. It's a design that feels like you're being seen. So let's tie this all up together in a bow for you guys. Elise showed us fake authenticity collapses under scrutiny. BarkBox proved that selective performative transparency shatters trust. My own story showed how messy honesty builds stronger brands. And Useful Planner proves representation creates lasting believability when your product represents the real experience. Maybe it's my autism, maybe it's just basic humanity, but either way, I don't think honesty is a trend. And in the age of AI, when people are skeptical about what's real and what's manufactured, that distinction matters more than ever. Algorithms can fake polish, but they can't fake integrity. Bottom line, if you want your audience to believe you, trust you, and stick around, you've got to be authentic with receipts, not excuses. I don't think that transparency fails unless it's being treated as a trend. It's not powerful because it's rare. It's powerful because it's ethical. And that might not make me a billionaire, but it's the only way I know how to run a business. Today's final message is brought to you by reality checks and my professor's grading rubric. Seriously, though, this really is for a grade, so go ahead and grade me in the comments. If you think I nailed it, then definitely give me an A. If not, keep it to yourself. If you want more than a quick snapshot, though, you guys already know it. I've got a deep dive on my Patreon. We've got about a 20-minute video waiting for you. Go ahead and check the link in the show notes and come hang out with me there.